Welcome to the Use Guys.
Hey,
Sean wanted to start off with coming out of the closet. Sean, to you.
no, I already did. It's back there. I gave
Oh, sorry, folks, you missed it. Well, that's the end of the episode. Come back next week where Sean goes back in the closet.
See ya.
Boom, 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 boom. Seinfeld music.
Anyway, use guys, COVID number 2 via Zoom, and Reed is drinking brandy.
Now it's dessert wine though.
Oh, really?
I don't like dessert wine.
We're a part of a dessert wine club, so we get 3 bottles of dessert wine a month.
It's fucking disgusting.
Dessert wines?
Yeah, dude, it's delicious, dude. This is
No,
called
it's not.
Dog Day. You can only get it from this winery. It's really, really good. This though is like a mix between normal wine and dessert wine, so it's sweet, but also has that same sort of like dry quality.
So it's a little bit of what's good with mixed with disgusting.
I guess for some inexperienced palates, sure.
Do you like drinking sour wine?
Ew.
Well, dessert wine, I just
Ew.
drink less of it, and it's just really, really nice, really sweet. You can't drink a lot of it; you'll get sick. Believe me.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't. Yeah, I had port wine once, and I was done with port wine.
Well, this isn't a port.
Never disrespect Portuguese wine.
Okay, you don't like port wine.
You know what? I did actually
Yeah,
have
that
a
is
bottle
big
from a friend
Portuguese.
of mine who was in Portugal, and she
Mhm.
brought like an expensive ass bottle and to our Thanksgiving,
Mhm.
and it wasn't bad. It was hella high alcohol content.
Oh yeah, it's like it's thick. It tastes like alcoholic syrup.
The viscosity, yeah. It's
Yeah.
just a little bit. Yeah, you can see on the edge there, the sugar content's just so much higher.
If wine got married to molasses, that's what it is.
Molasses, gotta have
Next time we have the podcast here, I'm gonna get one of these bottles, and y'all are gonna try it, and I'm gonna convince you this is actually really
What if we
good
just
wine.
all started talking like that after we had a sip? I see what you're talking about, Reed.
Oh, that's fantastic!
good
That's
stuff.
fantastic. We really like this wine.
That's good stuff. That's good stuff.
What are we doing in our lives?
I don't know, man.
I'm about to
I'm not-
start
I'm
my
not-
classes on Monday, so I'm getting ready for that. So all I've been doing every
in
day.
school?
What?
Like in school or
No, online. I had 2 online classes, June and July, and so I'm just answering incessant emails that ask the same questions. I'm at that stage, so it's just like copy paste,
never taught a class. I don't know the stages.
Well, okay. So I sent out a mass email with like syllabus, and I wrote a welcome letter and stuff, and like everyone's just like, I have questions, which I appreciate though, because it means that come Monday, I know what to address. It's just complicated because it's remote, and they have to like record speeches, submit them, and stuff like that. So they have to do like stuff like this. You know what I'm saying? Like for public speaking. So like think about doing that online. It's
Well, they can
completely.
cheat now. Now they could like they could record plenty of, then keep their best one. and
Right.
send it.
I know that a lot of students who have really embraced it have actually realized that they have better speeches because they can scrutinize themselves more. I mean,
Oh,
like,
yeah, hell yeah.
Jonathan can attest. Jonathan taught public speaking. He understands, like, just sort of the groove of it. Like, just imagine, like, what you experience, but, like, online. And it's not like I have, like, a formal lecture either, like, to where I do a Zoom lecture. It's all online. You know, I have, like, office hours like this on Zoom, but other than that, it's just online.
Easy peasy.
So I actually recorded 21 lectures in the past 2 weeks.
I was listening the other day to 21 questions from 50 Cent. So I'm right there.
That's a
that's
great
about the same thing.
transition,
That's
dude.
about the same
That's an
thing.
epic 50 Cent
Yeah.
song, though. Like, that album, dude, 50 Cent's fucking beast. That's a whole other topic. But that's what I've been doing. I'm excited to get into the classes. What have y'all been up to? Jonathan has his fucking actual set. Where's the garage? Where's the character? Right?
I know. Yeah, it's missing. But yeah, you know, it's difficult doing online classes because you can't really gauge whether, you know, because when you're teaching a class in person, you can really gauge whether the students
think about
are
how far
liking what
things-
they're what you're teaching about, what you're
Yep.
doing, right?
Yep.
But when it's an online class, you have no ability to determine if they like it. So
Right.
you know, so you can't tell what they're liking. And with that, you know, and that reminds me of Glide. Pro Advanced Health. Get yours at the store.
9 out of 10
It's,
dentists recommend this.
9 out of 10 dentists recommend it, and
The
they sponsor us.
alternative fact
Yeah, I
dentist does not.
recommend that you, finally use it then. So,
That's funny. That's funny. The problem is I just don't care. And get your Conair brush today. They swivel
here's the
between your
thing.
hair
Now
very
we're gonna-
nicely.
You know,
So,
this
you know.
motherfucker just flossed and brushed his hair with those two items before the show.
Yeah.
Guarantee you.
Yeah. It's true.
Dude, Sean's laughing because he knows it's true. I've seen
is
it,
true.
you know.
It is true.
You know?
I
It is
tried
true.
to pictures. I tried to picture you somehow like being amazing and being able to brush your hair with one hand and floss with just.
You know, I'm very I'm very good at multitasking.
It's like
with
tapping your
hygienic-
head and rubbing your stomach at the
um,
same time.
No, you got it's a skill to become a multitasker at hygienic task, and what has helped me is using Axe actually.
Jesus
with the hygienic
Christ.
tasks.
So much product
previously at
placement.
the store, they also
You know
support
what?
our
That's
show.
where, Ace, that's where
Cut the checks.
We're gonna get this whole thing taken offline anyways from all of our sponsors. I might as well
Yeah.
throw out there that if you're like insecure at home and you're not really feeling like
Mm,
safe,
mm.
then
I get there. Oh,
If you're
yes,
not-
yes,
this is
yes,
our
absolutely. Yeah.
ADT plug right here. Send
Yeah.
us the money. We're gonna push it. We're gonna knock on doors. You know what? You don't gotta knock on doors anymore, ADT. You know why? You have the use guys in every living room household name in the country.
what is
ADT.
ADT doing right now? You guys, we were talking before the show about how you guys used to be scumbag door-to-door salesmen.
I just got my update. So we had licenses to go and sell to each house. I don't know if Jonathan got your update.
What are they doing now? Is what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah, it's a good question.
What
Oh,
is
they,
this dummy-
they just started again this week. They just started again.
did they?
Are you still in
Yeah, so-
contact with the SAC branch?
Yeah. I
Like-
still talk to Tyler and all them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
No, I
do,
believe
do.
it. He was
It-
well,
it-
Jonathan.
he wants-
Before
yeah,
I came
yeah.
in, Jonathan was really close knit. Jonathan got us in there. We all dragged each other down. Then
Yeah.
we all got fired.
Yeah, and shoot, man. I mean, we even text each other, when I'm about to sleep in the sheets, and which is nice because I
That's
use
a weird
Febreze,
way to describe
when
it.
I'm in the bed, and it makes sleeping a lot easier
Hold on.
when it's
You
nicer.
shouldn't be sleeping in the sheets. You should be sleeping on top of them and using blankets.
No,
That's
well, it's
the issue.
summertime. It's summertime.
Wait,
and my
there's a
house
big
is hot,
big
so
big
that
debate
should
on
make
this.
sense.
Do you sleep
Yeah.
under the top sheet or on top of the top sheet?
During
just-
summertime, I sleep in the sheets because I only use the sheets.
I don't. I basically have like a sheet on my bed, and I just sleep. Yeah, I sleep on top.
On the sheet. Oh, fair enough. Because there's the sheet that fits, and then there's a sheet that it's like a blanket
Yeah,
on
I'm talking
top.
about the blanket sheet. The
Right.
blanket sheet. That's what.
During wintertime, have you guys ever cut out a slit in the mattress and slept in?
No, dude, I wouldn't do that to my mattress. My
Hey,
mattress
I
was
just-
hella
I was
expensive.
watching Empire Strikes Back, and when Luke Skywalker opens
What's
up
that?
the Yeti, and he sleeps
Oh,
in the Yeti.
right,
It had me
right.
thinking about my mattress in the same way.
Dude, that's not the same.
Can you imagine? Like you wake up, like someone comes in your room and you just crawl out of your mattress.
I guess.
Am I the only one who imagines this stuff?
Yeah. I've never had the thought.
just-
What? You couldn't even fit in a mattress. What are you talking about? There's not enough room.
like the foam, the memory foam.
Oh, like the
mattresses
big,
with
thick
slit.
memory foam
Yeah,
ones?
the big, thick ones, not like this.
They don't transmit heat. You would just be a sweaty. But you know when Jim Carrey goes out of the rubber rhinoceros in Ace Ventura?
No. Star Wars?
Oh yeah.
You know
comes
the
out of
clip he comes out of the butthole. Yeah, that's what I imagine that to look like. That's gross.
That's gross.
That makes sense. Yeah. I was just asking. I haven't done it.
So, anyways,
Just a question.
okay. Well, Reed's dying, and the last thing he drank was dessert wine.
Dessert right. Is there a connection? There may be.
They're gonna do an autopsy. Say, well, he did have dessert wine in himself. So he
Case
probably killed
case closed.
himself.
You know what? It was Corona.
Yeah. So, anyways, how about that show, dude? I didn't watch it. It's really good. Cool, man. See you guys.
Wait, which one?
Space
Half
Force.
our episodes. somewhere.
Space Force or Solar Opposites?
Space Force. We're not talking about solar opposites again.
What do you mean? You haven't even watched it.
Gospel?
I
I'm
haven't
watching
watched that.
Gospel.
You've been watching
That's a good
Gospel.
show.
Yeah.
That's an actual good show that's animated.
I haven't seen
And the
that. I don't
voice-
want to talk about it.
And the voices are. It's not like there's a story. It's a podcast.
Dude.
Oh, is that where like they just kind of animate while the dude's talking, just about
Yeah.
some random shit?
No, but
It's hella
all-
trippy. It's hella
They're all
trippy.
about like the first one is kind of about taking hallucinates. The second one's like about they're all like really deep subject matter, and it's very interesting.
Is one of the episodes where like he goes to a planet and there's like zombies and he's just talking about like weed or like
And that's
hallucinogenic?
Dr. Drew. Dr. Drew's the
Yeah.
guest on that one, and he's the main guy.
Frank and I decided that while we were watching it, we loved the animation, but if we just listened, the animation's actually super necessary because the voice is God didn't give that guy a good voice, you know.
I like his voice.
But the animation totally makes him listenable.
I like
he
Dr.
needs the
Drew.
animation.
And his
You have a bad opinion.
Very
but-
podcasty voice, like
You
very
guys should just
audio.
fucking sit there in your little hipster ass town of Portland and fucking judge other people all day.
Wait, are you in Portland?
no, but that's what-
no, but the judging happened at Portland.
Oh,
what
I
judging
see.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I dig.
Weirdos.
That's where you go when you want to hate life. You take a flight to Northwest. Yeah, fuck everything, man. Capitalism. Then you come back and you become normal again.
Man, it's cold. It's rainy.
Yeah, it's the Nirvana effect.
Fuck it. I'm grunge, bro.
It's weird, man. Like they have like the most pedophiles, you know, like in the Portland area per capita,
Serious?
and they
Ugh.
like are the most like depressed city. But when you go there, everyone's like,
It's 'cause
"This is
they
the
don't
best
get
city to
vitamin
go
D."
to." And it is actually a really dope city. They have the most.
Yeah, it
historic-
is cool.
They have the most like
Downtown's
5 stars
dope.
per capita.
Yeah.
They have a lot of great
The
shit. but if you-
nightlife,
if you just rain
brews.
on people for like 270 days out of the year,
Yeah.
I
They
guess
will hate
pedophiles
it.
just kind of
Dude,
grow
I-
out of the ground in
I
that
don't know
circle.
what that makes people.
They're like fungus.
Want to
Yeah.
molest kids? I don't know why would someone if it's raining? They're like,
There's
You
a
know,
there's a
what if-
connection between
What if there
vitamin
was
D
an
deficiency.
what if there was an actual correlation to parts of the world that rained more and pedophilia? I think we
there's
should look
something
into.
about the rain. They're just like, fuck, this rain makes me want to go out and touch some kid. This is horrible. What are we talking
This is
Hey. Speaking of the subject, though, that new doc on Netflix, though,
I can't
like,
watch it.
wait, I only got
Jeff
through the first
Epstein?
yeah.
I actually finished it all last night.
God damn it! Of course he has. I've only watched episode one.
And spoiler alert, he does kill himself in the end.
Everybody
so-
knows that.
Nope. Oh yeah, he does.
No,
It
but
wasn't the
seriously,
guard.
I was shocked. My jaw was on the floor when they got to the end. That was like as big as Darth Vader, "I'm your father" reveal.
I can't even look at this dude's face, man. Like when I'm like at the store, because you know now everybody's like putting out articles and shit, like more than ever now about him. But just seeing his face, dude, I'm like, oh, he's disgusted. And I don't think honestly I'm gonna be able to finish it. I was interested in it, but now I'm like, it's too hard to watch. I can't watch it. It's so disturbing. I'm
Dude.
surprised you were able to binge it all day and not.
I took a nap through it,
You see
and
the
then I
rest-
woke up again. Then I looked at my phone while it was happening. I couldn't give it my direct attention ever at one point,
Right.
but I would tune in mentally at some point steering it.
You know, it's a really good documentary about Daryl Hamill, whatever his name is, from Saturday Night Live. The guy who did, you know, Bill Clinton. He's like that does all the impressions. He's like
Oh,
before
I didn't-
Keenan. He was like the longest lasting one.
Mhm.
Wow,
Interesting.
we're not friends.
Yeah. No,
It's
yeah.
called Cracked Up, and it's about his life. He had a fucking hella tough life growing up.
Damn.
And yeah, you know, trying to find a picture of him to show you, high tech style. Like, phone up to the camera.
Derek Hammond.
Derek is what is it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Daryl Hammond. How do you guys not know Daryl Hammond?
Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
He looks pretty familiar.
Like, grow up already.
You can share. You can. Never mind.
You know what?
He
Forget it.
impersonated Trump before as well.
Yeah, but he was like most famous, you know, in the 90s. He did fucking Bill Clinton.
Clinton.
Yeah, the crazy part about that documentary is that Bill Clinton's in hella photos. Number one,
Yeah,
that-
he's in
that
like
docuseries.
all that documentary.
And then the show at the end of
And
each
so is Trump.
episode, when it mentions you know, some of these characters, these rich and powerful characters that were associated to Jeffrey Epstein, it'll go to blackout before the ending credits. And it'll be like, so and so that we mentioned in this episode denies all allegations. Everyone just denies all the allegations. Bill Clinton denies ever going to the island, even though there's like even though the show shows you pictures of him at the island, and even though the gardeners and the dude who worked on the telecommunications is like, yeah, no, I saw Bill Clinton on the patio having dinner with Jeffrey Epstein. And
Dude, all these rich
you know.
people, they've been, but the thing is that there's people probably are still doing this shit.
Oh, 100%.
Of course they are. Prince
Yeah.
Andrew is 100% still doing this.
And
Yeah.
it's like, it's
fucked.
just fucking disturbing, bro.
It's
So
gross.
There's a photo of Jeffrey Epstein, of Prince Andrew, with one of the girls that Jeffrey Epstein trafficked to Prince Andrew, and and Prince Andrew in 2019, shortly after Jeffrey Epstein was arrested, Prince Andrew was like, "All right, I'm going to set the story straight. I'm going to do a BBC interview, and I'm just going to deny that I ever slept with her, even though there's a picture of him hugging her in the top floor where she said it happened." Okay. So he's in this BBC interview and they're like, and he's like, I don't ever remember her. I don't recall her. He's doing these type of things. And then the BBC interviewer, totally has this like R. Kelly type question moment. And she's like, all right, so you say all this despite the fact that there is this picture of you with her and your hand around her waist on the top floor of Jeffrey Epstein's house where she said it happened the second after the photo was taken.
Wow.
And then he was like, I can't. And she's like, how do you explain that? And he's like, I can't explain it. I can't explain that photo. Like, he was bewildered by the photo's existence. Like, I don't know what his defense was that he was going for, but he was going for like, I was a chloroformed defense. Like the photo was made up out of the,
I was drugged.
of the, like, it weird, man. And anyway, so after that interview, everyone has basically been like, all right, Prince Andrew is a pedophile, and the royal family in Britain is like, they're still denying it. So
it's pathetic. I don't know what we just did. I'm sorry. I'm trying to figure something out. You look like Charles Astorga right there, dude. Just Charles Astorga face.
It's gross.
Yeah, but overall,
Gross.
recommended. Actually, you don't have to see it. No one has to see it.
No one has it. Just put it away, Netflix.
Yeah, you already know what it is. It's yeah. Go ahead.
Jesus Christ, people! How many times I have to say, "Is your hair thinning?"
You know what? I just don't care, because when you use Conair, it just makes it look nice.
It lovely.
Folks. It makes it look nice. It does.
Sean, your hair's getting a bit long over there, bro.
My hair's getting long. These parts are missing.
These parts.
Yeah, but everything else is coming in full force. Like,
I'm fucking. COVID. It's like hard. People are like, yeah, this place is open. Well, where?
Oh, Elk Grove, the haircut.
Oh yeah,
place.
like I'm
open my barber.
Well, your hair needs it, Sean.
Yeah, I need a haircut really bad, but
Yeah.
Dude, why don't you just go get some clippers and clip it on like
I've been preoccupied the last couple of days trying to figure some stuff out. So I have. I don't know why you're laughing. What a dick.
That's fucking hilarious. This guy's too busy for a haircut. Okay.
Yeah, but I'm all for growing it out. You know what I'm saying, man? Let freedom ring.
Shut up. At least Reed's over here talking, and the only hair he has is that little. He takes to his hat.
What if he took off his hat and there's just like one patch of hair that just comes down?
It's just.
I've been wanting to talk about this for a while, guys.
He's like the villain from Fifth Element, where it just comes out from the top middle. You know?
Oh my
I'm gonna
god!
say that it was the hat, like.
Yeah,
it just holds it in place. It's like
that would be tight.
Oh my god!
Awesome.
That's
so
ridiculous.
The country's going crazy, guys. Let's just talk about it. I feel like we all know, like,
it's on fire, and I love it.
But, yeah, this Lakers season has been crazy.
Dude, the White House was on lockdown a few hours ago because of the protests outside in District of Columbia.
I think it's a beautiful thing to see that fucking when they burnt that third person. What is it? The third.
The third precinct in
Because
Minneapolis.
motherfuckers haven't listened, and now
Were
it's
you
like,
about to say when they burnt the third person?
yeah,
Dude,
there's no third
they're not
person.
covering the
Like,
self-immolations.
I wasn't a fan of the first two people that they burnt, but the third
No,
person,
the third
that was
person
wonderful when
is
they
what I
did
thought. I
that.
almost said person.
The live stream public executions.
But nah, dude, it's kind of like force the hand of the people, and so it's kind of fucking. There's something. It's horrible and fucking pathetic and sad that this is our fucking country we live in, and our president's a fucking idiot and says the dumbest shit 30 times a day. But it's kind of nice to see that people aren't fucking taking it anymore, dude, around the whole country. You feel me? You guys you went to college.
Yeah, no, I think it's wonderful. I think it's great that when I saw the precinct on fire last night, I was happy because a message obviously needed to be made, but also an obviously much bigger message needed to be made than was already previously made in all the other prior protests by Black Lives Matter. Something extreme had to happen, and I love that today it was already catching on to other cities, but today in Atlanta, it got much bigger just tonight. And then tonight in Minneapolis, what's his face? Derek, the police officer that killed.
He got charged.
He was arrested today, but just an hour and a half ago, his wife announced that she's filing for divorce. So that was cool.
Wow.
Because she's trying to stay alive.
Yeah, she's trying to stay alive. And
he was charged with third-degree murder.
Third-degree murder and
manslaughter.
Manslaughter, yeah.
Yeah.
And also the National Guard back down tonight in Minneapolis.
So a string of bad shit, obviously, but on whole, some things that were good, right? Igniting other protests in San Jose, in the Bay Area, they were also protesting, doing shit. Portland, they were protesting, doing shit. Kansas City, they're protesting, doing shit. Obviously, Bruce mentioned Atlanta, Minneapolis, all these places doing a big shit. But something in the biggest sort of contrast in the narrative is the whole thing about the looting versus rioting, right? But in Minneapolis, have y'all seen the video about the supposed cop starting the original fire, dude? Dude, I totally believe that. In so many other protests in other countries, we saw that. Yeah, it made me think about the Ukraine in 2014.
Yeah, exactly.
Because in Ukraine 2014, they did the same thing and they started killing people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, escalating it
to elicit a response.
It delegitimizes the protests. That way you can stop focusing on the protest message and start focusing on, oh, hey, they're just fucking violent, so we need to stop them.
So hey, let's shoot them. And
I think that the fact that all these other cities are having these protests and shit is kind of like stopping them from being able to do that shit right now.
They got all the cameras on them, and we've seen it. They arrested 5 a.m. this morning. They arrested a CNN reporter while they were reporting, and the entire crew. And they took the camera while it was rolling. And earlier this evening, there was a reporter, I don't know if y'all saw it, in Louisville, Kentucky. She was targeted with rubber bullets and shot at by a police officer point blank.
Mm-hmm. So what's gonna happen when this guy goes to jail and he doesn't get court, and he doesn't get convicted?
That's one thing.
No, he will.
He will. So what?
This whole country is gonna fucking.
What usually happens? What usually happens in these cases, they take where they were initially charged, right? So you look at Mike Brown in New York. Where was it, in Harlem, or was it in Brooklyn? It was in one of those suburbs. They took the case to a different district that was majority white, and then they held the trial with a white jury. I don't think they're doing that in Minnesota.
I think that
they won't do it.
If they do it, they just can't let that fucking happen.
And the other thing about this,
in the Supreme Court, answer me this, okay, with your books. In the Supreme Court, say that they do this case and he's found innocent. Is there anybody who could just from higher up come down and be like, nope, he's guilty?
No, it's a jury. that decides it. What you can be is like with O.J. Simpson, you could be sued afterwards. But if you're criminally found innocent, you
That's
can be
not as
sued.
sexy.
Well, no, yeah, of course it's not, because people. But no, dude, the government will not mess this up. The best defense that they have, which is what the prosecutor's office mentioned earlier today, that freaked everyone out, where they're like, there is some evidence that shows that this can't be criminalized. The evidence that they were talking about has been since exposed as of this evening, and that is that he had high blood pressure problems. The doctor who examined the body found out that the way
You're talking about the victim here.
Yeah, the way
George Floyd
was killed could not have been by just suffocation. It had to be from his prior medical conditions. But that's not a defense, because if someone is saying, I can't breathe, while your leg is pressed against their neck, obviously this is murder if you persist in putting your leg against that person's neck.
And it was irrelevant anyways, because why did his leg need to be on his neck?
It could be on the
he wasn't
shoulder.
resisting. And you know that it wasn't just that officer. There was two other officers, or two other that had their knees on the back of his body as well.
Yeah.
So what? Like, I don't even even if someone's resisting arrest, dude, you're killing somebody now. Like, and the weird thing is, in the video, they're just sitting there while he's not
sitting there.
Yeah.
And they're they're not even talking. And he had a smirk on his face, the fucking idiot who got arrested.
Just put him in the back of the cop car. Like, why don't you just put him in the back of the cop car?
Dude, you're right next to the car.
Yeah.
It was just like they were waiting for him to die.
Yeah, it was very strange.
They just made it into this big spectacle. That's what it seemed like. Because they knew that it was attracting attention, yet the officer just like froze, didn't do anything.
But he's looking right at the cell phone, recording him. He's looking right at it while he's keeping his leg on the. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. The third degree murder charge. The reason they're doing it is that first degree has to be premeditated. Only certain states actually have third degree murder.
Yeah,
and Minnesota defines third degree as California, I don't think even has third degree, but Minnesota has it, and they define it as, essentially, this is paraphrased, someone who kills someone, not necessarily deliberately, but kills them because their mind is quote unquote depraved, and they have a lack of understanding other humans in need and in desperation, and a lack of, basically, like, they're sociopaths that aren't connecting with the fact that they are killing someone. It's basically like it's a way to charge sociopaths.
It'll be a lesser. Is that a lesser?
It's 25 years in Minnesota. It's 25 years. Yeah.
Well,
Jesus
I don't
Christ.
think it's gonna last very long in Gen Pop.
Yeah.
Anyways.
It would be hard. Yeah. Jesus Christ.
What the fuck? Yeah, he's gonna have to be isolated in his own wing.
Honestly,
I think,
anywhere in the country at this point, because he's all over the place right now. We've all seen we've seen his mugshot already.
Oh yeah, he's been doxxed. That's what they say.
But
what was weird to me was that there was no video released today of his arrest.
Yeah, no spectacle out of that, right? They give him the privilege of anonymity.
Yeah, they protect him. They protect his image. Very weird. Very weird. I was watching a lot of Facebook Lives, and that's actually what's like pissing off a lot of people right now in Minneapolis, is that no video was released of him being arrested. Like, they wanted to protect his image or give him some dignity in the process. Like, why the fuck does he deserve dignity?
Which is consistent with people like Dylan Ruth in South Carolina, when he went and murdered a bunch of black people in a church. They took him. I don't know if it was him or Nicholas Cruz, one of the other mass shooters. They took him to Burger King before they went to the fucking police station.
Dude.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Steve Kerr. Yeah. I heard Steve Kerr today. I'm fucking eating and chewing. I don't give a fuck about this podcast.
Yeah, no. And make sure after you do that, you get some Glide. Recommended.
Get the ice out of your
Dentist,
teeth.
Pro Health Advanced, guys. It's fresh mint. Fresh mint. Get it today.
No, but anyways, I was listening to the radio, and Steve Kerr was interviewed, and they were asking him about it. And he was saying, as a white person, he's been doing a lot of soul searching these last couple of days, and that he was saying that we need to do more, like something has to be done,
Mm,
and that we don't, because we, and when he says we, saying like we as white people need to do more because it is a fucking serious thing, and we can't even, comprehend. We have no idea. We can't relate
yeah.
to what it's like fucking waking up and literally no matter where you go, really legit
Yeah.
being worried like someone, you know what I mean, that you could die. Not even
Yeah.
just a cop, but just because of the
Or-
fucking color of your skin. And we don't
Or one of
understand
these
how.
white people calling the cops on you.
Yeah, all that. Or like being worried constantly. So, but we need to like fucking, he was saying like come together and we all need to figure out like how we got to change it. Like enough is enough. And even he was saying like he was, I mean, he didn't I'm paraphrasing, but basically that he was happy and I can't think of the fucking word all night.
Well, there's this
he,
woman, and she
yeah.
leads. I can't remember her name. Doesn't matter. She's really famous. Reed, you probably know her. She's this old lady, white woman, white hair.
Oh,
She
the
does a
one
lot
that
of
teaches about
classes.
racism and stuff.
Yeah, she does
Wait,
a lot of
what?
classes on racism, and
white hair?
she's
Never heard of
just
her.
old.
She did this
Yeah.
like iconic experiment about eye color, where you would discriminate against a certain eye color to simulate the certain feelings that could. It was like almost like the Stanford prison experiment, where they had the people who were prisoners, and then they had the prison guards. There is like animosity between the two, led to violence, and it demonstrates all these negative psychological aspects of. But anyway, yeah.
So today I got in a conversation with someone. Mi Hermana showed a video of this woman teaching one of her classes on racism, and she said something as a group of white people in this class, and she said, "Stand up if you would prefer to trade your experience with authorities with black folk. Trade it in. They get your experience with authorities and you get theirs. Stand up if you would like to trade that and if you would prefer that and think that is better for you and your family." No one stood up. And she's like, "Why did no one stand up?" She's like, "The fact that no one stood up is something that you really need to think about, because
We all know it.
if you
Jane
didn't
Elliott is her
stand
name.
up, if you didn't stand up, then that means that you know something really fucked up is happening. And if you know something fucked up is happening, then that means you have to stop allowing it." Now, this is where my conversation came in, is someone commented on it and then said, "Well, it's not like we're necessarily allowing it to happen. So what does she mean like that? Like, I don't allow it. It just happens. It's part of the system. It's part of the thing."
No.
What she's getting at is what Stephen Kerr is getting at, which is that when she says stop allowing, it means practice being aware, because every single day there are thousands of instances where someone is being judged around you or around someone you know because they are a minority.
Mhm.
And you need to be a morally responsible adult, be aware of that. And if you are in a situation where you can de-escalate that situation and be helpful in that situation, then be a morally responsible adult and do that. If the cops on either side of Derek believed that lesson and lived that lesson, they would have stopped him and put his knee off his neck and put it on his shoulder. And that's what it means.
None of that fucking, cop brotherhood, we're brothers
Yeah.
out there. We're risking our lives every day when we put on the uniform. Whereas a freaking minority, a black American especially, is risking their lives every day. They wake up and they don't have a uniform. That's my girlfriend was saying this to me earlier today. And I was like,
Right, because some people have the privilege of being maybe even white passing, maybe even because there's even a larger discussion about colorism, which is the idea of sort of the darkness of your complexity impacting your perception and disposition from other people in society. So like cops, they get the luxury, even Nazis had the luxury of having a uniform. When they took it off, you couldn't tell they were Nazis. You couldn't tell they were cops, right? But people of color, they have to it's one and the same. They can't separate it, which means that they have this overbearing burden to not only carry that, but also by proxy, they carry the whole weight of the whole community. You know what I'm saying? Every single one. It's undue burdens. It's unrealistic. It's it's a product of this sort of institutionalized racist society that we live in.
Well, and also I think, yeah. So, anyways, yeah, Steve Kerr said all this, and he was saying like it's more than a tweet or a freaking, because like what the fuck can we do? And I think Bruce, what Bruce said is because even he was like, I don't know what that is, but that's it.
It's when you have that opportunity to step up, you
And
take it.
right now is
Right.
it where
Don't be an observer.
this like we
Mhm.
forced they forced in Minneapolis, they forced them to arrest this dude. Really, like we're all happy that he arrested, but really like sit back and be like they really came together, the people in that whole city.
They did.
Forced the motherfuckers
Yeah,
to,
bigly.
like, hey, like imagine what I thought about that today. What was that like when they showed up to arrest him, and he was probably like, for real, you're gonna let them? And they're like, dude, you fucking know damn well we gotta arrest your ass now. Like, there's
Right.
no
Yeah.
big matter. And so, but it also has to follow through now. So now this needs to be they better fucking punish this fool and give him 25 to life or 25, whatever the
No
maximum
parole.
thing they
Yeah.
can give him.
Yeah.
They have to. They absolutely have to do that.
I'm going to be
'Cause that's a
interested as
big
to
lift.
what the police union is going to do in
who?
response. The police unions, because if he gets the maximum potential, right, this sets precedent not only in Minnesota but nationally.
That's what I'm saying.
You know, which is a good thing. Which
And
is a
it
good
helps
thing.
set another good example. Finally, like where we can at least feel like if this shit happens again. So now cops, when they go out, are gonna fucking maybe think twice before fucking keeping their knee on someone's throat, because they're like, oh shit, I can't just get away with murder all the time because I'm a fucking cop. I have to
Right.
actually be conscious and think about what's going on.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
100%.
Like I get sometimes, yeah, a shootout, a different situation when people are shooting at each other and shit, but a lot of these are fucking people being beat down to the ground and just held to like literally to their death, or
Well,
just
it was,
forced killed while they're down and vulnerable, like not even when it's necessary.
Yeah.
Most of these are all unnecessary.
You,
All of
did
them
you
are all
see
unnecessary.
the incident about the 14-year-old boy in Rancho Cordova?
What that is?
And there was a 14-year-old boy in Rancho Cordova, once again a black gentleman, and he had a swisher. Now the cop identified, and the cop is huge. The cop is huge. He's like this huge, white, brawling, bald dude. He looks like, I'm gonna exaggerate here, the Russian villain that fights the Punisher in the Good Punisher movie. He looks like that dude.
Wait, which
Get
good
your mind
Punisher
there.
money?
Wait, how
Where
many
am I
movie?
movies are there?
The one with John Travolta is the bad guy.
Yeah,
Remember the John-
that's Tom or
remember the big
Tom
white
Jane.
Russian dude?
Tom
that
Jane.
he-
Yeah,
that
yeah.
he
I
like
remember.
throws the boiling water on.
Yeah,
He's
I
like,
do.
"Arr." Okay. All right. The cop is basically like this dude, especially in relation to this scrawny ass 14-year-old guy who had a cigar, and he wasn't old enough for a cigar. The video starts with this boy who, and it's being filmed by his bigger brother, right there. And the bigger brother doesn't get involved because this is a cop, and he realizes that this can turn into one of us getting shot. So he just gets out his phone, he starts filming it. And the cop throws the little boy against the fence, throws him on the ground by his neck.
Does he have a swisher?
Yeah, because he had a swisher. And the little kid kind of turns over, and then the cop starts punching him. This is a 14-year-old scrawny, skinny, scrawny boy. He's not one of those freak athletes who's
What
14
happened
and
to
looks
this
like a
guy- to this
lineman.
guy? And when was this?
It was the end of April, so like 4 weeks ago. There was a new police chief of Rancho Cordova, and she said some bureaucratic bullcrap investigation. We're looking at all the details, the context
He's
of the
probably
video.
on paid
Like,
vacation.
what context of a video do you need for a big white dude beating up a
That's what I'm
14-year-old
saying.
boy for a
This-
have a
Right. It
cigar?
seems pretty
That's what-
fucking
that's-
egregious.
To me, that's the shit. Like that's what needs to be done. Like that now they have to fucking arrest this dude. Like you can't.
Yeah.
Every time shit like this happens, and it's so obvious to the whole world, not even just the country, just
Yeah.
the whole entire world, that like, yo, that that was wrong. You know?
I
Exactly.
didn't do that.
That shouldn't
And then the
happen.
police,
And then you
are
can't
always
just
so
let
like,
the fucking police play.
there's
You can't
context.
stop worrying about fucking people's feelings and shit. Like, cause then these motherfucking cops need to just.
Yeah. It's bad. It's bad news.
Yeah,
You
it
know
is.
why? It's just a fucking dumb Joe Blow. Never mind. I respect, I know not all cops are bad. And there are a lot of good cops out there, and we do need them.
Well,
So
it's like
this
I,
sounds, I'm disrespecting all cops, but I'm just saying, like the ones that, like these bad ones, we have to seed them out, and the only way you're gonna seed them out is by justice.
for example, of a good cop, I think his name was Officer Chedding, something like that. Whatever. Today, in
Cheddar Bob.
mid-afternoon, Cheddar Bob, yeah, Officer Cheddar Bob. Today, mid-afternoon, when the protests were more at a peaceful point in Minneapolis, they were having a dialogue with the cops, and Officer Cheddar Bob actually put himself in the middle of the
Is his name
circle.
really Cheddar Bob? Sorry.
No, it's not.
Okay, my bad.
It was like cheating, cheddering.
Yeah,
Cheddar
no,
bobbing,
it wasn't Cheddar. It was
Cheddar Bob
Um,
off 8 Mile.
bobbing for apples. Officer bobbing for apples. Put himself in the middle of the protesters, and basically was like, "I'm guys, Officer Cheddar Bob, and I'm open for questions." And they asked him questions. They asked him really hard questions, and they cussed at him, and he took it, and he answered the questions, and he tried to give possible solutions. That's a great cop. That's a
Yeah.
cop doing what
And
a
there's
cop needs to do.
Plenty
It's a
of
better cop.
those out there.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of them are. Let's be real.
Yeah.
I would think it's safe to say the majority of
Yeah,
cops are
Absolutely.
good people.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And so it sucks when this shit happens, but that's where also where like I feel, and I can understand why this doesn't happen, but in a great and an ideal world, with shit like this would happen, that all the cops were like, "Yo, fuck that fool," and they all spoke out like, "Yeah, he need like," you know what I mean? They spoke out,
Mhm.
but you can't have that because
Well, a lot of police chiefs have. I can't remember. I think it was
Decent
the
amount.
police chief of Memphis said he basically told all his deputies, he's like, if any one of you believes that God, I can't ever remember his last name, Officer Derek, the arresting officer that murdered Floyd, was in the right in the way he arrested Floyd, you can turn in your badge today. And a lot of police
Chauvin.
chiefs around the nation reflected that sentiment, where they said, if you agree with the way he was arrested, you can turn in your badge because you have no point in being in my
Wow.
precinct.
you deserve to be a cop, man.
Yeah, you don't deserve to be a cop.
That's what I was gonna get at, where I was getting angry and I stopped myself. Is like the psychology of like sometimes it is some guy who just like lets the shit get to his head, the power
Yeah, exactly.
get to his
He's
head,
got a $500,000
And-
bail.
and then they feel unstoppable.
He has a $500,000 bill.
Hmm.
He has a $500,000 bill.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
I feel like it should be a lot more than $500,000. That's
And he could get out.
$50,000. That's 10% is $50,000.
Right.
That judge literally thinks that's okay with what's going on in this nation.
That's what the
To
report
allow that to be
reads.
feasible.
This is the kind of shit I hate, man.
That's
I just,
what they
it's
say.
fucking
That's
hurts my
ridiculous.
soul. The fact that this shit. Oh my god.
It's gross. It's disgusting. It's gross. It's really gross.
$500,000. Holy shit. That's crazy. That is, my sister had to pay 10% of that for a weak DUI.
Really?
That should not be a case. If you are causing pandemonium across the nation, my sister for a DUI should not be paying 10% of what that she should be paying, like
Someone who
0.005%
Murdered
of
someone.
what that is. Oh my God, that is crazy. That is crazy, because that is actually an attainable and a very attainable bail.
That's Minnesota.
But what the fuck? Where's he gonna go?
Well, I don't think anyone's going to bail him out because he's facing divorce, which means he probably lost a lot of his friends and family members.
To bail himself
Yeah,
out?
but who
Yeah.
knows? Some white supremacist groups might
That's true.
crowdfund for him to get out.
Yeah.
Oh, well, then he'd be stupid to do that.
That's true.
I would
That's
say that
true.
it could happen.
Yeah.
It could. And could you imagine
But
if
fucking A.
did that shit?
There was a
Well, no,
support.
he couldn't do that. I mean, because let's hope that fucking happens. Because then when he does go to court, he's done for.
Yeah.
If he gets
It
bailed
doesn't
out
look
by
good.
the supremacist group,
It doesn't
no,
look
no.
good at all.
Before court, dude. Well, please.
He
I
just
hope that happens.
Yeah, that's pretty true. Also, I think if he got out, I think he's dead. I don't
I
think,
think he's.
well, the cops
to
have
be
been
honest, I know
patrolling
he's-
his house.
He's dead.
they have, but the street he lives on, I don't understand how they've been patrolling his house yet. The sidewalks and street have huge like chalk of like a murderer lives here with huge arrows pointing at his like little shack shitty house.
I I saw a
That's
video of like a
more
whole
poverty.
army of cops out there protecting his house.
Yeah, that was like day one
Well,
of
I
the
don't know.
protest.
Oh, okay, okay. So
Like
it's
when they
probably like
first
they had, like,
started,
one or
dude, there
two
was
cops.
like they had like 3 lines stacked in
No, it
front of
was
his
legit.
house.
Like, what would you say, Reed?
Like
At
a
least a
whole
lot of
riot
cops.
gear, a lot of cops, a lot of cops, a lot of cops.
At least 50 to 100 cops out there.
Yeah. Well, yeah,
That's
just
crazy.
protecting the
I
entire
see
street,
that.
but it's fucking crazy. I mean, but dude, it's just sickening, dude. That what 6 years ago we saw Ferguson, Missouri. We saw this same thing play out.
This has
You know,
been
the
going
only
on for
difference,
fucking, forever.
he is getting charged. Which is more than we can say for the people.
That's one thing I gotta say. That's
Yeah.
what it was so satisfying when I saw he got, because it was right after I woke up and I saw the new, footage and saw everything that had happened with the
Yeah.
burning, all that.
Yeah.
And then like literally 40 minutes after that is when I broke the news about him being arrested.
Yeah.
Fuck.
But yeah, Darren Wilson got off in Missouri for killing Mike Brown. 6 years, basically. It's fucking gnarly that is just a thing. That's just a thing, that is becoming commonplace. And then they're starting to arrest, reporters.
I really feel like this one, man, they got to get him. And I really kind of have a naive confidence that they will.
Yeah. Yeah. Still,
like actually try him and get him arrested. And it'll be like fucking, has that ever happened? In a case like this?
Arresting an officer for murder?
Mm.
I mean, I'm sure cops have been arrested.
Oh yeah, the cop in Chicago who actually gets out next year.
Well, there was also another cop there's a black cop for Minneapolis police who shot a white woman. He got 12 years.
I saw that. He got 12 and a half because for accidentally or something, right?
Something like that, yeah.
But like right away, like he didn't, you know what I mean? And
Right,
then this
right,
guy just knees on somebody today. And this was like, I'm pretty sure, I'm not for sure, but wasn't it in like people were shooting? Was he the only one who shot?
I'm not sure. I don't know that much more into it. I've just heard that there's been instances of other like police officers of color who have been just charged with a lot versus white officers, disproportionately. But yeah, so that just seems.
How do we segue out of that? That's impossible.
I don't know. It's pretty hard to do, with all honesty. I guess
cold tonight.
Dude, it feels fantastic. Okay, so last thing, nation's on fire. It's all good. I hope it continues to burn. I hope they burn the White House down. I think that'll be a positive direction. We'll leave it on that, though.
I think that is a good direction.
Burn that motherfucking thing out. It was built by slaves. Let's just end it there. Burn it. Where's my lighter?
Okay, this is
All right. No, it's not smooth
very
at this point.
anticlimactic. Don't burn it and
Don't do
look
it.
through a fucking drawer
do
with
it.
neat paper and stuff in there. Get that out of my face.
I'm gonna burn my camera.
Get that corner
Okay,
out.
transition, Sean. On to you.
The Raiders are gonna win the Super Bowl. 20.
Oh my God! Have you been watching? The NFL does a simulation on Madden. Do you know who's in the Super Bowl of the Madden sim for the next
Is it
season?
Jeff?
What?
Jeff, right?
Jeff? Who are you talking about, Jeff?
Jets. The Jets.
Oh, Jets. Yeah. No, it's the Buccaneers and the Ravens in Super Bowl 2021. That's what the simulation. So the Ravens beat the Chiefs, and the Buccaneers beat the Packers.
You know how unpredictable the NFL is. The NFL is so fucking unpredictable.
I know. But I've been watching these sim games, and they're actually kind of fun to watch.
Bruce is
The Niners
is so mad about that Super Bowl right now. Still,
the Niners were projected to go 3-13 last year, and they went 13-3.
They were projected to go 3-13.
They were projected to go 3-13, and they went 13-3. That's NFL predictions. They could not make the playoffs next year. I think they will, but this is how unpredictable.
Well, I
because
think they will too.
every team is so fucking good in the NFL.
Yeah.
That it what it comes down to is like minutia differences in your off season training. Now you obviously will have superstars that will just kind of glide the team there, but the intangibles you can't calculate for. There's so many
I guess that's
intangibles
fair.
spirit.
There's only so
work
much
effort,
paper can do for you.
training. You know, how much did your team coalesce? Did the wide receiver core coalesce in the offseason? How much did they, you know, train by themselves? Did they care about it? You know what I mean? Yeah. I think if you have an NFL team that ultimately has great team camaraderie, I think that's actually a huge, but that is a huge intangible.
I think
which
that in every team sport. I think
Well,
that's
kind of a little bit. Basketball is a very skilled, top-heavy league. Very skilled, top-heavy league.
that's a
Um,
team.
Right, yeah, 5 people versus 11 people is the only differential there, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of apples and oranges at that point because the camaraderie is different. There's a different
Say that word
depth.
again. Say that word again. Say that-
Camaraderie is a little bit different, you know? Having 11 people, like only a select few are the skill players, and having all these linemen who are the ones that really create the opportunities, right? The intangible sort of things you're talking. What are you laughing about? That's
I'm
exactly
laughing
like
actually at the background you have going on because you have like tape going across the floor. And
that's
then
my
your
Ethernet cord to my computer.
Your carpet's like hella black going to your door, and then you have a mirror on the floor. It's so effortless.
We're gonna move, okay?
Like you
I'm
just
usually
gave up.
sitting here. No, that's just where you walk. I just need a vacuum. Fuck off, bro. Where'd
didn't
Sean
even make-
go?
I didn't mean to make you insecure about it.
I recorded
just-
all my lectures here. Damn it!
I
Now
just
all my students are
finally
gonna be like,
noticed it.
"Wow, what a grimy fucking guy this guy is." God damn it, he's so gross. But something I've been thinking about as well. Oh, he's talking
We're-
about how gross my office is, evidently.
we were talking about his carpet that he's hiding now.
I saw that. What is that? The whole show, I get distracted by that long snake you have. Like, is it long?
Yeah, I was bringing it.
Have y'all not realized y'all have been here and walked on that thing?
Okay,
I
well,
know,
when we
and I
were there,
remember.
we cared about whether the mirror was on the wall or on the floor, sir. What are you doing? Doing push-ups and looking at yourself down there?
It's always been.
I feel like Bruce has done that because I've never thought of that. Like, what do you play?
That's my
Like,
Ethernet cord, so you don't trip on it.
What do you do? Sitting down on the ground playing guitar, looking at yourself?
My desktop isn't wireless. I have
done
it
that.
plugged into my router, and my router is in the living room.
What are you doing? Getting a bowl of top ramen and sitting on the ground and looking at yourself eat it? I don't know. That's all I can come up with that you would do on the floor, looking at yourself in the mirror.
Yeah, I lift weights. I lift weights in front of the mirror. I lift weights. I could go get my weights and lift for you.
Oh my god, dude! We all know what it's really for. It's for masturbating.
I auto asphyxiate with the door in the mirror.
Oh man, that was funny. That was good stuff.
Oh, Jesus Christ. What a good segue that was.
So
You know
then
what I'm
we,
saying?
anyway, so after they win the Super Bowl,
I'm just imagining you having a full day in front of that mirror. You know, you did your push-ups, then you have your top ramen, and then you masturbate, and then you just kind of you get well groomed for the day, and you talk yourself up like I'm a professor. Hell yeah! And then
Office hour time.
you put your hair patch hat on.
you see, yeah.
I'm going to have to edit this in post. I don't like where this is going.
I don't like where this is going.
I don't want my students to watch this.
Dude, you shouldn't be telling your students about
Hey, everyone, extra credit.
Hey,
Watch the podcast.
hey.
Subscribe to the YouTube. If you don't,
Hey,
you get an
know what?
F.
I'm trying to make it easy for tonight. And hey, guys, you know what? To be honest, I got a podcast. Check me out.
Check me out.
Check
Don't
me
forget
out.
the hashtag. Saw my professor. Hashtag.
Profs who podcast.
Hashtag Profcast.
Profcast. That's a good one.
That's actually a
Oh God, yeah, that is a fucking funny one.
No, anyways.
Jesus Christ.
Anyways,
Anyways,
we don't have to talk about it anymore, I guess.
good. You got Spider Man.
leave my fucking room alone.
Man.
Leave it alone.
Yeah.
Well, at least you're not in
It's
like
good.
an office building or on the side of a building because we can't tell where Bruce is again.
There's no depth. It's just the wall.
Uh,
I wish he was outside in front of the garage. At least we
No,
knew
I
where
hated
he
that.
was.
I hated that, dude. He looked like the the genie from Aladdin just sitting on there like this.
Yeah, that's what I was doing that on purpose. Just getting a good shot on my forearms. Been working them out.
Sean
recently.
literally did the intro to a garage.
I
Yeah, you
did.
did. Yeah. Wow. And the conclusion, if you don't recall.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one. He did both
was.
of them.
He sure did. He sure did. Now, what I do want to talk about is
Knife? Is that, what is that?
what I had 1 second.
Oh,
now.
it's
What
not
I
a knife.
talk about.
It looked like
I was like, did you just stab your table?
No. This is Con Air. Which it does open up into a knife.
The goddamn brush.
I really thought you got a giant like knife and stuck it into the
I do
table.
wanna
I'm
talk
uncomfortable. I'm uncomfortable.
Found out Sean wasn't telling me something. No, I'm joking. If it was a knife,
Oh.
I would have said that.
Oh my god.
And then it turns out because the back of my wall is ambiguous that I stepped through Sean's door. I was in his house the
would be
entire
funny.
time.
That would be an epic used guys prank.
That would be good stuff. Good stuff.
Oh, man, I'm crying.
That'd be fucking funny.
What were you gonna talk about?
Well, actually, what I discovered what I was going to go into to talk about, it like really doesn't matter. And now that we're at this point in the podcast, it so laughably does not matter that this shit happens and that people actually, let's talk about it in this
Wait,
context.
what happened?
So I'm about to fucking tell you, aren't I?
All
Did it
bets
not
are
sound
off,
like I was
mate.
going to fucking tell you? Jesus fucking Christ. Have your Gatorade, you fucking asshole.
I'm gonna have to go
Anyways,
get another drink for this.
Blue cream soda.
It's cream soda, guys.
Frosty.
Fuck.
Dude, cream soda is good.
Pokimane is a girl that people.
Oh yeah, he's gonna get into.
guys,
I'm gonna get a drink while he's getting into this.
Like to look at. They're called simps, which means they.
Pokemon is a card game from the
Pokimane is who I'm talking about. It's this girl. She looks like this. Here, let me pop up a picture.
Is this all you wanted to do? Was fucking show off that you know how to use?
Well, actually,
What
kind
are
of.
you doing?
No, I can't do that. What's going on over here, Pokimane? We'll see a picture. Okay, she's basically a gamer. You know what I mean? And
Yeah, okay, good point.
she's a millionaire. People like looking at her.
She's like 10.
Yeah, she is like 10. And she has made I think she's in the range of 1.5 to 2.5 million dollars a year. Just based off the amount of viewers she gets on Twitch, YouTube. The point is that she's very well established and she is one of the biggest gaming girls out there, whatever you call whatever that's called. Anyways, and of course her audience is just a bunch of teenage boys and probably a lot of older pedophiles and then a lot of lonely guys. The name for these guys is simps. I don't know when that word is SIMPS, simps. And basically it describes a guy who loves the girlfriend experience, the girlfriend experience, like these virtual girls that you just love watching because you feel like they're your girlfriend. So one of her fans,
Stalking?
what?
Isn't that called stalking?
Yeah, basically.
They
Yeah,
just named it like it's a normal fucking thing now.
Yeah. They named it a normal thing. Well, it's because these women and these young girls are finding themselves in an industry where they're able to kind of commodify and monetize the stalking experience. I guess you can call it.
Like talking all the time.
Yeah, they're talking like, "Hey, watch me play Warzone, and I'll talk to you about my playing experience while I'm playing." And then what they'll do also, which is weird, is that they'll watch themselves in previous. The person who's the gamer will play videos of them playing games, and then they'll react to them reacting to video games. And then people will watch that. Like 40,000 people will watch that at one point of someone reacting to them playing video games in another video that they've already done for them and that they've already seen. Very weird. Anyways, so point is she's very well established and she makes millions. And there's this other YouTuber who his name is It's a Gundam. And he basically does a digital CGI character over himself. And it's just like a cheesy cartoon figure. You don't actually see him. which I actually like because it's kind of nice to look at. I just watched one episode of his to understand this controversy. And he just talks. He makes fun of stuff. He's like a funny gamer that just kind of makes fun of stuff, right? And it kind of blew up that one of Pokemon's fans was like, "Oh, I went homeless for Pokemon because I donated so much money to her, and now I'm homeless." And It's a Gundam made fun of that dude. He was like, "Dude, you cannot be that much of a simp, whatever. Like, what the hell? Like, you're kind of going mentally ill." And he thought it was a joke. Apparently, that fan wasn't joking. He did go homeless for Pokemon. And Pokemon got mad at It's a Gundam, who is not a big YouTuber, makes a few thousand maybe. And she went after his sponsors to financially ruin him. And then sent out her simp fans, these guys, to go to the sponsor and attack his channel, attack his sponsors, basically to like try to ruin his life.
That's crazy.
Just because he was cracking a joke about a fan of hers. So her career has actually been nosediving in a PR type of way. And people are obsessing over this story, like absolutely obsessing over this. Yeah, exactly. Because it doesn't matter. But this is like, oh man, we live in such a weird culture where people get obsessed over the most menial things.
It's pretty menial.
Reason why I was so happy in a weird way to see that precinct burning last night was like, this is real. This is us getting obsessed over something that actually matters. Yeah. And it's not like we are very addicted and very obsessed with the internet, where we'll fall in love with the drama between Pokemon and It's a Gundam, and like people will just comment, troll. And then something Reddit like this happens that's real. And it's a good thing. We're progressing, hopefully, as a discussion towards something that actually matters. And I think in our very internet, phone-based, addicted society, it's actually a very good thing, because otherwise we just debate about Pokemon, Gundam, or LeBron James and Michael Jordan.
I think that was the most
some pug shit.
The best way to end it, because in the beginning we said you look like Rush Limbaugh in that room. And the best radio, like news radio outro ever. And
they're turning the frogs gay.
And then I thought, literally, and really, what should have happened is you should have said that. We should have quietly just agreed with you, right? And it should have been like a fade to black. Like
the use guys are over. They're over. They're collapsing like a star.
And then the circle that turns, like it comes into a circle, and then Sean's face pops out of the circle like a cartoon figure. He's like, "We'll see you next week, folks."
That's all, folks.